Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 70 of Mirrorless Minutes.
Ooh.
Got Mike in what looks to be like his home. I did not know you frequented that location very often.
I try not to.
Yeah, so this show probably won't be the most exciting we've done. I know Mike has been like super busy with work, so I know that that's kind of inhibited your shooting a little bit.
Yeah, it has. But the weird thing is I went today. I don't know if you've ever been like this. I usually never go beyond 2 shoots that I haven't got stuff on cards. Like where I haven't downloaded it.
Yeah.
I have 5 outstanding times I've been out shoot. I probably have 3,000 images.
Oh my gosh!
I haven't even put on a card yet.
Whoa! Wow!
And I'm going out this weekend with you.
Holy smokes! You need to hurry up and get those cards cleared out, man.
Well, I'm starting to feel like Jennifer.
Jennifer, I know that's exactly.
You can tell this story, huh?
Yeah. Okay. So I love this. I love it,
and great story,
and it freaks me out every time. So, 1 year at the Visionary Summit, and I don't know if this was before Mike.
I think it was the year before me.
Yeah. So I don't know what we were doing. We're somewhere, and the person that we deal with on a regular basis, Jennifer, sweetest person ever. And she likes to shoot. So she shoots all the time. So she's not just an Olympus employee who just works there. She actually shoots, and she does like killer concert photography and a lot of sports lately. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked here. So we were talking, and I was asking about an image or something, and she says, "Well, it's on one of my cards." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then she like reaches into her bag, and she pulls out this huge Ziploc bag. I mean, one of the big ones, one of the like quart size bags or bigger, like a gallon size bag.
Yeah, not a snack size.
No, good Lord. No. And there were probably 200 or more SD cards just in the bag. And I'm like, what the hell is that? He said, these are all my cards. And I'm like, yeah, what are they doing in this bag? Like, all your photos are like on your computer too, right? No, I'm afraid I'm going to lose, I have a hard drive crash. Or I'm afraid I'm going to lose my pictures. So I keep them here. And I'm like, all in a Ziploc bag, all still on the SD cards. Like, for one, like, what happens if somebody just rides by and steals your purse off your shoulder like they did my coat in Philly?
Yeah.
Or, God forbid, like, I don't know, just what if something happens to that bag? They're all right in that one spot. They're nowhere else, or how do you find anything?
How do you even know it's there?
It's terrifying. I saw that bag. I get sick. And I've offered so many times to her,
I remember
give me the bag and I will transfer everything onto hard drive for you. Like, I'll put in the legwork. I'll put in the hours, probably weeks of work to get everything transferred. And she hasn't taken me up on it yet. And I think other people have offered to. So it's like, scary stuff. So I know you're not that bad.
No, it's not. No, I don't think you can't get that bad and still have pictures to share on Mirrorless Minutes.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yeah, I think the big one is that darn birding thing I did a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, good grief!
With Pro Capture low on, I look at the card and it says 1,400. I went, oh, crap, 1,400. Sounds like a big calling job. I think I have to do.
Yeah, now that's the thing with birding, or sports probably. I mean, I don't really shoot sports much, but
yeah, whenever I shot sports, it was definitely like that for sure.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean,
that's my biggest problem I think I have right now is I got to get back into the swing.
Yeah. Well, you got to find the time to do it. I know that's not always.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have some vacation time coming up that you're going to take, or?
No, I just have time. I'm going to get out of work.
Okay, well, that's good. Got to get that in there, man. Without a doubt.
For sure.
So I guess a couple of things to talk about. I just want to throw this out there right now. We don't have a promo code for you for out of Chicago anymore. If you wanted to go and we're hoping to get that code to use it and sign up, unfortunately that time has passed. There's still time to register for out of Chicago though. It's in 3 weeks, like 3 weeks to the day, right?
It is. It's the 24th and 25th.
Yeah.
Close enough. The 22nd, I think, is when it opens because it's got those workshops. Yeah, but you can get single day tickets now too.
Okay,
I noticed you can buy just like if you just wanted to come Saturday or just I think it's single day Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Yeah, and that's pretty cool too. Just if you don't really want to invest in the whole thing, at least come experience one day of it, and then you'll see why the next year you'll probably be investing in the whole thing. It's a cool experience.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's
So, and speaking of like educational opportunities, I'm looking straight into the camera as I talk now. I'm pretty excited about this one. So, good friend of mine, Mark Miller, he and I had been talking for a while about, shooting up north. Everybody knows I love to shoot on the west side of the state, and I really love the northwest side of the state. And I've always wanted to get a group of people up there to shoot. And just inspired by some of the workshops you've just kind of spun off on your own and take off and have done, I thought, man, I should probably do that too sometimes. So I put together a workshop with my buddy Mark Miller, another Olympus user, a fellow Vanguard pro and Nisi ambassador. So we're going to do a workshop in October, and we're going to start up in like the northwest corner of the state up near Traverse City area, and then work our way down the west coast. And we're going to be shooting not only landscapes but lighthouses on our journey down. It's going to span several days, and it'll be a blast. And it's in October, so it's an exciting time and a little sketchy time potentially, because October, especially on the west side of the state, when you get towards the northwest side of the state, you can get some either rainy days, or you can get this gorgeous days with like great clouds and great skies, and hopefully some color in the trees because of the time that we're doing this. We're doing this in the middle of October, but the gist of it again is going to be landscapes during the day, and we're going to end every day at a gorgeous lighthouse and shoot sunsets. And depending on what the skies are like, if it's clear skies, we might stay out after dark a while and do some astrophotography at the lighthouses as well. So if you're interested, swing over to the Mirrorless Adventures meetup page and check it out. We've got a few people signed up already, and I forgot to mention it on the last episode of Mirrorless Minutes, so apologies for that. But an affordable workshop, and it'll definitely be fun. And it's not for just Olympus users. It's open to anybody who wants to come. Everybody will get something out of this experience.
Yeah, so, and I was gonna say, I mean, people look at workshops and sometimes they get nervous because it's, they're $600-700 for a couple of days. And I just saw one for a New York street photography one for 2 days for $1,000. Wow. I'm thinking, oh my God. You need to look at what Jamie's talking about. I mean, if you want to see some of those great images, you get some cool places, and that's why that's why we, you've mastered the west side. I like to master the east side, and we find cool places, and we go out and we don't make it break the bank, and you have to take out loans to do a workshop.
Yeah.
And definitely it's just not worth it. And then the other thing is the camera piece. I think for our Chicago one, and we won't go deep into it, but the one we're doing in September that sold out, I'm pretty sure we have 1, 2 out of the 10 people. We've got at least 5, I think, shooting non-mirrorless, or 4 or 5 shooting non-mirrorless.
Yeah.
So now I can't tell you what's going to happen after the workshop's done and we do live composite, but we'll leave that alone.
Yeah, they will be drinking the Kool-Aid maybe.
Yeah.
And about that workshop too. So the one that Mike and I are doing in Chicago, I've been talking with Nisi the folks at ICANN, who are a distributor for Nisi Filters, about maybe kind of helping us out with this workshop and sponsoring it to some degree. So I think we're probably going to have some stuff to try out there, maybe even do a giveaway. And I shoot pretty much exclusively with the Nisi filters now, especially when you're doing sunsets and sunrises. So look for that or an announcement about that sometime over the summer. And potentially, again, another one where we collaborate with Vanguard tripods as well. So I'm trying to get these are both companies that I'm working with now. So it's more likely that these things can actually happen. So Vanguard will probably be involved with both of the workshops, the one that Mike and I are doing, the one that Mark and I are doing, and the same with Nisi as well. Hopefully we get to have some sort of collaborative effort there between all those companies and us for all of these workshops. So it's another reason to kind of look at the Mirrorless Adventures meetup page.
Yeah, definitely. Keep in tune with that, because we like to, like you said, we were talking a little bit before the show. All of a sudden, you got an idea, you're just going to put it out there, and it might fill up quick.
Yeah, so
because it could be for free. I mean, those I've done a couple for free already this year. So. And
it definitely will be for free. That's a good segue into this one. So, like Mike said before we kind of hit the go button here and went live, I was telling Mike that I spend so much time on the west side of the state with my family camping every weekend, darn near every weekend. This weekend is an exception. I'm actually on the whole other side of the state with Mike.
Yeah.
But every other weekend, we're pretty much camping on the west side. And all the photos that I'm going to share today, with the exception of one, we're all shot on the west side. And if you follow what I'm doing online, almost everything you see lately is from the west side of the state. And I figure I'm over there so much. Why don't I just meet up with some people and go shoot? I did that last weekend with some Olympus users and one non-Olympus user. I'm working on this guy. Again, I'm going after you, David. But we all met up and we went out to some great locations, and I'll share photos from that in a little bit here. But figure if I'm over there, let's do a meetup, not a paid thing, just a let's hang out and go shoot kind of thing.
Right.
So, and Mike has done these a lot, and I feel bad because Mike does them all the time. And I'm like the jerk who doesn't ever do the free thing. So I'm going to do a free one here.
And they're easier, but they're easier to do out here. You got the population's a lot more.
That's true.
And everybody can sort of drive there. The west side, not that there isn't people on the west side of the state watching Mirrorless Minutes, but
right.
There's probably a lot more on the east side.
I'm sure, definitely denser population there.
Exactly. Just a bit.
But what I'll do is on the Mirrorless Minutes Facebook page, I'm just going to put up, and I'll sticky it so it stays pinned at the top of the page. I'm going to throw out like 3 different weekend options that I know I'll be up there, and I'll just label, them A, B, and C. And then the comments below, people who are interested in coming to one, just throw in, if you're interested in weekend A, B, or C, whichever one gets the most votes. That'll be the weekend that we do a meetup, and it won't be like an entire weekend long thing, but it'll be an all day into the night kind of thing. So we'd meet up, we'll say like on a Saturday, late day, it gets dark a lot later now. So we'd meet up at maybe like 5, grab a quick bite to eat and talk about what the plan is, and then head out to a couple of really cool spots. I'll probably have some locations picked out in advance. And then we'll just head out and we'll shoot, we'll shoot while the light is still kind of high, and we'll chase the light as it turns into the golden hour and then into the night. And it should be a fun time. And again, it'll be open to anybody.
That'll be fun. And those are the best. Those usually are the most fun too, because you're learning from a lot of people, and sometimes you pick up some cool ideas you didn't know either on the west side.
I bank on that stuff.
Yeah,
I look forward to that. And I'm really open-minded about that. And that's, I think, something you're going to find, with Mike and I in general, when it comes to any of these things that we do, whether they're paid events or free events or whatever, just hanging out with us, we're really open to, what everybody else is doing as well. It's a good thing to be able to learn from everybody. Neither one of us are pretentious jerks who think we know it all. So I'm the first to admit if I don't know something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we both, I know, feel that way pretty hard. But so let's see what else. We got a lot of teaching going on. I can tell you, I don't have the layout yet of it, but anybody now we're talking west side, we're talking real west side,
the far west,
country west side. I'm going to be out at Looking Glass Photo for Olympus on July 8th. So if you're in the San Francisco, Oakland area, this is actually in Berkeley, so on the Oakland side of the bridge there. Come out and do a street photography presentation, but also I'm going to do a photo walk that afternoon. And I know there's going to be all kinds of gear that they have, live drive kits and stuff, probably with the Pen F, as I'm assuming. And we're going to walk around. The area looks really cool. I've been sort of scouting it from at least Google Earth, checking out where some places are. And I actually have to go out to that area in 2 weeks for work. So I'll do some pre-planning scouting there. But yeah, come out. And I know we've got people out in San Francisco for sure in that area. It'd be great to see you. And, I like to have everybody say, hey, I saw you on Mirrorless Minutes. That would be good. That'd be nice to see we're reaching out there.
That's
but
awesome.
We'll talk more about it when I get stuff laid out.
Yeah, it's nice and convenient that you happen to be there just, regularly for work. So you kind of get to know the area, which is a pretty awesome thing.
Yeah, it is. And especially out there, because, I don't shoot that side that much, you still there? You just went blank. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Are you there?
I had to mute and turn off the camera so that I could holler at my children to be quiet.
Oh, okay. Good job.
Yeah. No technical difficulties.
That's good. That's like that sounds like the mother on Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
She's screaming from the back. Sorry, we're getting off on a whole new show now.
Howard, shut up. I'm on the air.
I'm in the bathroom.
Yeah. Wash my back.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. All right, so you can tell what we watch.
Yeah.
Another nerd show, right?
Definitely.
Technically nerd show. That they like Star Wars and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But so well, what else do you have? You've got to show everybody the spreadsheets.
Yeah, I think I will because
I got to appreciate first.
Okay, so we're giving away a Drobo. We've been talking about it forever. And I think I mentioned on the last episode of Mirrorless Minutes that as of Wednesday, supposed to be yesterday, at midnight, I was done accepting new page likes and subscribers on our YouTube channel to be qualified for the Drobo. I also mentioned, and I'll mention it again here because when I started going through the numbers, I'm like, what the heck? And then I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. And I mentioned it before, so hopefully some people got in there in time and changed this. When you subscribe to, you can go into your settings on YouTube and your settings on Facebook, both. And you can set it up so that no one can see what you subscribe to. So if you subscribe to us on YouTube and you have your privacy settings set up that way, you don't show up in our subscriber list. So while we have like X thousand number of subscribers, the actual people that I can see who subscribe, that number is quite a bit shorter because people had changed their privacy settings so you couldn't see the number, or so that you can't see what they subscribe to. And it's the same with Facebook. There are privacy settings set up so that you can hide what pages you like from other people. And again, that hides it from us as well. We can see we've got this number of likes, but we might actually only visibly be able to see, you know, this number of people. So with that being said, I went through and and I had to make this, I had to get everybody who likes and subscribes and put them in one spot. And I had to do it like in a way that gives me a number assigned to every single person. And the only thing I can think of is you guys to do it in a spreadsheet. So, you know, it's like Excel or numbers or something. So that's what I did. And I'll just do a screen share real quick. I showed Mike. It's so funny. It's almost silly looking how this worked out, but you know, it is what it is.
Right.
All right. So here on the screen, this is what you see is my spreadsheet. Now, the top part of this is because on YouTube, what you have to do is you go to your subscribers and then you click and drag to, you know, like highlight all the names on the page, let's say. And you can't just highlight the name. It actually takes how long ago they subscribed, what their name is, and it even grabs their like little YouTube profile photo and everything. So, and then I just pasted them into numbers here, you know, on Mac. And I went through and I did the same thing. And then you get down into YouTube, or I mean, Facebook, and it's the same thing, except it's even more crappy looking because it throws their name right over the top of their profile photo and then their like date. And those actually go back, I think, in chronological order. So you go back to our first like, who was
Chris Smith?
Is
that up top? Is that
oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. So
to say something.
Back in 2014 is when he subscribed. So anyways, that's what we did. And what we're going to do with this is, so, you know, again, because it's a spreadsheet, everybody has a number assigned to them because they occupy a cell, you know, in the spreadsheet here. And then when we do the drawing, which is going to be next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, we're not doing a Mirrorless Minutes. We're just going to do a Drobo drawing show. It'll probably last like all of like 5 or 6 minutes.
I just announced it.
You did? Nice.
No, on the live chat.
Oh, so what we're going to do is, let's see, here we go. All right, that's what I want to see. So what we're going to do is I'm going to download a random number generator, and I will have it draw a number. So we'll go like number 1 through, you know, whatever the total number there was, and we'll just have it draw somebody. It's really as simple as that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I'm definitely excited about doing this. It's a cool prize to give away. I mean, we've given away all different kinds of stuff, but this is a good one. This is the kind of thing that
I agree.
that can
Yeah.
save, somebody's work. It can save their butt one day. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I don't know how many times a year I get a message or an email,
I lost them
from
all.
somebody saying, yeah, my
Yeah.
hard drive crashed. I know, that you just talk about cameras, do you know anything about what I can do? And I'm like, oh my God, that's so horrible to hear that, because a lot of
Yeah.
people don't back up. So you get this Drobo, you're gonna have to go out and you have to buy 5 hard drives. I apologize for that. You're not getting like the whole thing loaded, unfortunately, but you're one step closer to having a killer, robust backup solution.
Yeah,
So,
and that's an investment that a lot of people, don't have the money to make. So it's a great giveaway. I mean, we're talking $500, $500+ really,
yeah,
right?
yeah. So
I mean,
it'll be,
that's an investment.
yeah, without a doubt. And it,
Mhm.
like we've said, it's gonna pay itself off at some point for you. I
Oh
guarantee
yeah,
it.
it's going to happen.
Yeah, oh
I
yeah. It's
always
not.
say
It's
that.
not if, it's when,
Right.
because it does.
When
All
I
hard drives
know
fail.
I've definitely had it happen to me, but I
Yeah.
mean, having it backed up though is a different thing.
Yeah, without
So
a doubt. So again, that's next Wednesday at 8. And it'll be a short show.
yeah,
And I tell you what, and here's another thing, and this is really bugging me, and I don't know why it shouldn't bug me, but it's bugging me. No one except for Bob Panic has claimed any of their prizes, which reminds me, I apologize to Bob. It totally slipped my mind that I'd never emailed you or, got a hold of you about your code. So I apologize. But then again, it's summertime, so you don't need that beanie right by. But anyways, nobody's claimed any of those prizes. I really, really sincerely hope that
yeah,
that the winner of this actually steps forward and says, "Oh my gosh, thank you, this is awesome," and claims the freaking prize. Because I hate to have to keep drawing names.
yeah,
Although it'll build some excitement, I guess. But
yeah, that's for sure.
yeah. So that's that. So that's the Drobo. Again, next Wednesday at 8, we're going to draw that. And a huge thank you to Drobo for doing this.
Yeah,
Companies don't have to reach out and offer up, hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise. I know that they get something in the end, from all the publicity and the PR, but it's a big thing to give away. Most companies just want to give you like a shirt or a hat or something,
right.
or like some pencils or, whatever, a sticker. I mean, Drobo gave us, a good piece of tech. So
Exactly.
hats off to Drobo.
Exactly. What you want to do some picture share? You went first or I went first last time. You go first this time.
All right, let me do this here.
Talk about the west side of the state.
Except for that one photo, which is right there. So I have to talk about this because I got an EM1 Mark 1 converted to infrared. And for those who know anything about infrared or don't know anything about infrared or are curious about it, you can do all these different wavelength conversions. Some of them offer a little bit of color that comes through to your sensor. And then there is the conversion that I had done, which is the 830 nanometer conversion, which cuts out all color. There is zero color hitting your sensor at all, not a single bit of it, which makes for astounding black and whites in my mind. Anyways, I'm pretty partial to it because it's what I'm shooting with. So this was shot with my IR converted EM1 and the 12-100 on a drive home from work last Friday before I headed up to the camper, of course. And I had been watching the sky all day at work thinking, oh my gosh, this is incredible. I've got like all these big pockets of, blue sky showing through the clouds, and it was just cascading light everywhere. And I was praying that on my drive home that this location here would look like it does here, and I because I shoot this spot enough and I know what happens here, depending on weather and stuff. And like I said, because the way the light was coming through the clouds, I was hoping I would get like this dappled light that kind of danced across this field. And I was not expecting it to look like this. It was just so wonderful to watch. I watched this patch of light as it kind of crept over the hillside, illuminated the cows that are in the background here, and slowly washed over this tree. And this shot is, where it's just starting to kiss the tree. And I've got another shot, which I didn't add to this, and I probably could have, and I probably should have. That was literally just a few seconds later where the tree is just totally bathed in light. Such a wonderful thing to shoot with an infrared camera. You don't get black and whites like this any other way, I don't think. So that was what this was with. EM1 Mark 1 with an 830 nanometer IR conversion done by LifePixel and the 12-100. So Yeah, love it. Next shot, I was talking about shooting with Nisi Filters a lot, and this past weekend I met up with a group of photographers, and we decided that we were going to go to Silver Lake sand dunes on the west side of the state. It's just a stunning place to go shoot, but it's some legwork to get to the location we were at where this photo was taken. We walked back probably close to 2 miles through the dunes. So it was some work to get back there. And this shot just is one that I put together just to kind of, to name drop Nisi, to kind of promote their brand and Vanguard as well, because I'm sitting on one of their tripods, but also just to kind of show what the filter system looks like and what your results can be from using it. So, the first shot obviously is the filter holder set up on the 7 to 14 millimeter Pro on my EM1 Mark II. And the middle shot is actually the sunset that I was shooting. So this is a shot from like a Nexus 6P, my cell phone. So it's pretty much what you would have got if you shot straight out of camera with any camera. But the shot on the far right is straight out of the camera with the filters in place. So this isn't post, people. This is why filters actually make a difference. You could probably get something really close to this in post, but it's kind of cool to just be able to pull it straight off the camera. Now, if I want to manipulate it in post, I'm so far into a great, in my opinion, looking photo that anything I do in post is just like icing on the cake, and it's just going to be that much easier to work with. You're putting a little less legwork in. And this is coming from somebody who loves to work in post. I really do. So again, there's the finished product. And this is shot, the EM1 Mark II with the 7 to 14 millimeter f2.8 Pro on there. And this is with a Nisi reverse graduated neutral density filter. So reverse grad means it's just darker in the center of the filter and then it fades to lighter as we go up this way. And then when you come down this way, there's really no filter at all. So it's dark in the center, and because you set the center on the horizon where the sun is setting or rising, it's perfect for sunsets. It's pretty awesome stuff. So we're out there. We're there for this sunset, and we're there for the Milky Way is what we were hoping for. But you can see there are some clouds here, and I did a live broadcast on the Mirrorless Minutes page, I think, talking about how the high clouds were there, and we hoped that they would go away, and they never really did. So we're, if you turn to the left here in this shot, you'd be facing south, and that's where all the clouds are coming up from. So we ended up turning around facing north to do some long exposures because the sky was clear. And this is what we were greeted with when we started shooting to the north. It was an epic Aurora storm. There's a measurement that is used to signify, what the likelihood of seeing your Aurora in your area is. It's called the KP index. And, when the KP gets up around 5, you can definitely see it in Michigan when it's at 5, if you're in a really dark spot. It was at 7+ that night we were there. It was plainly visible to the naked eye. I mean, you could see it on the horizon. It was just mind-bending. So this is shot, again, this is the 7 to 14 millimeter Pro on the EM1 Mark II. And this is a high ISO shot. So I think I'm at like 3,200 or 6,400. I think 6,400 for like 10 seconds to get this shot. And just a little tip to throw out there for people who are shooting Aurora. There's a couple of ways to do it. You can do a lower ISO for a longer length of time, and you get like a really smoky look like this. Or you can crank the ISO up high and do like super short exposures, and you'll get like more definition. So, I mean, this was a shorter one, like at 10 seconds. So you can start to really see the light pillars that are shooting up here. And the shots that you see where you can actually see the rippling in it are, significantly shorter shots. And the only reason I didn't do a really short shot like that is because I needed to crank the ISO high and run longer so I could get my foreground illuminated. I have a shot that has way more definition in the Aurora, but all of this foreground is silhouetted. And I think that I needed the driftwood here to be a part of the scene in order to really make it. So that's kind of why I did a longer exposure. The next night, it was clear skies, of course. So this is about, 2 miles from the campground that I'm at. It's a place called Eastmanville Farms. It's kind of like a big park. I don't know that the barn is in operation for anything. I think they just maintain it for aesthetics, but there are trails for horseback riding and hiking. And I had envisioned this shot last summer and never got around to doing it. And this year I thought, man, all right, I'm going to go out and do it. Everybody was hanging around the campfire and the night was winding down. And I took my nephew out here to do some shooting. So this is shot with, man, I'm really starting to draw a blank on this one. I'm assuming it's the 7. I think it's the 7-14. Although I was shooting with the 8mm f1.8. I'd have to look at EXIF data. And yeah, I can't do it from here, I don't think. So anyways, that is it's a live composite, and this is again at a higher ISO. So it is ISO 1600, which I think is the cap on live composite. Yeah, this is the 7-14. So I just opened up the info pane here. So anyways, 7-14mm at 7mm, ISO 1600 for 30 seconds for the base, 30 seconds, so that I could get the barn to show up. Again, if I had run just a shorter one, like a 10 or something like that, this would all be silhouetted. And normally when I do live composite, I run a low ISO. But in this case, like I said, I had to do 1600 and I had to do it for like 30 seconds so that I could get the foreground to show up. And this ran for 20 minutes right on the nose, 20 minutes exactly. Last shot, it's a bird. And the only reason I'm sharing this bird is, well, there's 2 reasons. One is to show people I do more than landscapes. I like to chase little birds around. The other reason is because this is like the best shot I've got of a male rose-breasted grosbeak ever. I've been chasing these for a while. And my buddy Dave Bostador stopped at the campground for like an hour or 2 with his wife to visit us on his way back home from further north. And we were talking, and a male rose-breasted grosbeak landed in the tree above us. I'm like, holy cow, there's one right there. And he says, well, what is it? And I told him what it was. And he got out his phone and started playing a rose-breasted grosbeak, sound on his phone. And man, I'll tell you what, that bird hung around for a while. So, and I know this is I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail for doing this. The next day, I did the same thing, in a different location where I go birding at. And I just, on a whim, I just started playing the male rose-breasted grosbeak sound where I'd been kind of camping out, sitting there watching birds go around. And sure enough, this guy flew in to see what all the commotion was from my phone. And best shot I've ever gotten of one. So this is the 300mm f4 with the 1.4 teleconverter on it, ISO 500 and like 1/1000th of a second, I believe. It was pretty fast shutter speed. That's why I had the ISO up really high, so that in case he did any movement, it wouldn't be blurry. So that's what I got. A bird and some landscapes. A lot of talking there.
There we go. Gosh, I'm going to get this mouse to work. Talking away and the mouse isn't working. Oh, that barn shot is great, though.
Oh, thanks.
That was 20 minutes.
That was 20 minutes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That one is really cool. If you had a huge light, I guess you could light paint it if you wanted to go lower ISO. That'd be a huge light, though.
Yeah. Well, and the problem, and so I've done that in the past. And the problem with doing like light painting on something like that is it looks light painted.
I know it does.
The light is not even, and it's like, it's tough to make it work right.
You need a huge soft box. Like,
yes, I do.
Big as the barn.
What I need is like about 5 or 6 drones with some nice LEDs with softbox on. Somebody just fly around.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that. In all honesty, I've got like a killer flashlight, and I've thought about trying to mount it somehow to the drone, like down on a 45-degree angle, so I can just kind of sit up above my tripod and just kind of go back and forth, and stuff.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
I got a lot of weird ideas with LEDs on my drone and live composite.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. Well, if we get a mouse to work, we're gonna be able to do screen share tonight. I'm positive. Hold on. Why? What is the deal? All right, it's happening. I really know what I'm doing.
Those damn Macs.
Show. We've got this figured out, really. All right, here we go. All right. Now, do you see the frog?
I see a frog. I'm not kissing it.
All right, this is a frog. This was one of so I did that birding trip, and then we stopped off at a marsh. Well, actually, Maggie Marsh is where we were. We stopped off at another side sort of marsh there in Northwest Ohio. And Yeah, we were looking for birds, and I got all excited about the frog. There were so many frogs,
That's awesome.
and they're so hidden. And now that I look at this one, I mean, this is just, of course, this is the 300 with the 1.4 teleconverter because I'm looking for birds. So I'm really close to this frog. But now that I'm looking at it, I should have done like, high res shot on this thing or something, because they don't move. It wasn't like I needed pro capture for this. And they're so camouflaged inside the marsh there. So yeah, it's just a cool shot, in my mind there. So we'll jump right into people from there. Last Friday, I went to my first. It's called Detroit City FC, a football club. Uh, I thought it was not well known until I got there with 6,000 other people. This is pretty well known, our soccer club here, and this is like it's pro soccer, but it's got a semi-pro thing. It's all supported by people that are into it. It's all based right here in Detroit actually it's an old abandoned stadium in Hamtramck, and they've redid it, and actually Chevy's one of their sponsors. I mean, they've really gone after this thing, and this is there's one side of one side of the stands that's very calm, and they're watching the game, and then there's the other side of the stands, and of course I couldn't resist being over on that side of the stands. And this is the kind of craziness that happens. They got these cheerleaders, I don't even want to call them cheerleaders. These guys are just screaming commands and songs and chants, and I mean, this just has all the makings of a European soccer match, I can tell you that, every 2 or 3 times a week out there. So, and then they got these smoke bombs. I got caught in a couple of those things too, so it was crazy. Here's another one just to give you an idea. This is actually they scored in the last 4 minutes of the second half, and they finally the Detroit City ended up winning the game. But this is what it looked like after a score, and I was really happy when I got this shot because I just got caught in all the smoke. But look at this, I caught the moon right up in here.
Oh yeah, I was more enamored with the Fago shirt.
Yeah, that's shirt. One of their sponsors.
Nice.
Yeah. This is another one of those things I mentioned to the people I was with. I said, I got to get Jamie to come out and see this.
That's cool.
This is just crazy. And here, I'll tell you what the fans, because like I went up inside, the people I was with, not so much wanted to go inside the crowd like I did, but I'll tell you why right here. This is just nuts. I mean, they're nuts. And I just went up right up in the stands with everybody, and they're all, they know every chant. It's just a lot of fun. I got to get back there and get up in that crowd again, because it's crazy. And then actually, probably, I went to a soccer match. I have no pictures of soccer. It's the weirdest thing I've ever done. I actually have one picture, but it's not that good. But I took it just as I said, I got to have something to say. I took a picture of soccer. But I know I've talked even with Bob Panic. It would be really nice because it's a local place. You could do some sideline shooting there. They'll let you out to get a press pass pretty easy. I just got to get in touch with them. And then last night I was able to finally get to Slow Roll here in Detroit. And if you've watched the show or watched anything about us, at least with me on the east side, I'm always trying to do a slow roll. In Detroit, we got this slow roll. It goes out every Monday night, except for last night. And it's anywhere from 2,000 on the low end to 4 or 5. I've been in some 6,000 bike ones, and it's just everyone from metro area, city of Detroit, and we ride through the city, and it's just crazy. The crazy bikes that come. I mean, a lot of people just have normal bikes, but there's bikes down there that are $4,000 and $5,000 a piece, custom made hot rod bikes. I mean, these aren't, racing bikes. These are hot rod bikes. And so just a lot of fun. And last night, big thing is we have the Grand Prix this weekend. And that's when Jamie said he was doing something. We're going out there this weekend to the IndyCar Grand Prix on Belle Isle. You'll see it on your local Channel 7 stations Saturday and Sunday. There's 2 races, but we actually got to ride over onto Belle Isle and right onto the racetrack with about 3,000, I think, is what showed up for this one. So really a cool night, beautiful night out, and all these are shot. I should have said those last were all shot with the EM1 Mark II, the first 4. This is all though with the Tough, the TG4. It's my official biking camera. Easy to wear around your neck with a strap. Pull it up, it can get bounced around. Nothing happens to it. If it pours, I'm safe. So it's really a nice one. And here's one more. I got this picture of this cloud, and I went, oh crap, Jamie would like this cloud. I was with my wife. So I took this. But in the back here is the iconic, which I can't get my mouse to work. The iconic Rensen at the end of the street there. And you can see the sunset coming in there. It was just great night for that. And so yeah, there's slow roll. If you're in the Detroit area, and even if you're not, you like biking, boy, tell me, and I'd love to go with you some night, because I haven't done one yet. Let's see, there we go. Stop sharing. I haven't done one yet, but I'm thinking trying to do a darn meetup during a slow roll. Cool. Just for cameras. I don't want anybody to hurt themselves shooting on bikes though. Yeah, because I know I've it's like texting and driving, but nobody does that. Yeah. But it is a little nerve-wracking when you're not paying attention to the road and you're trying to take a good shot.
Yeah. Wow.
You gotta be careful. So, but yeah, that's fun, and that's fun. We should have a good time this weekend. We'll be some craziness with Indy cars and all the stuff we'll be able to see.
Yeah, that's cool. I got my fingers crossed for some celebrity stalking somehow.
Oh, they'll be there.
I don't know who goes and watches Grand Prix, but we'll see.
There's a few. There's a few. Yeah, for sure. And definitely the drivers are celebrities enough in some of them.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
There'll be all their groupies around.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I think that's probably about it.
Yeah, we're just talking away.
So again, just swing over to the Facebook page for Mirrorless Minutes. I'll make a post over there and throw out some dates for potential free meetup, just kind of like a hangout and shoot the evening on the west side of the state. Guarantee it'll be a good time, regardless of where we're at or what weekend we choose. Yeah. And swing over to the Mirrorless Adventures meetup page. Again, links to all of these will be in the show description too. Probably not until tomorrow night though. But on the Mirrorless Adventures page, you can find the workshop that I'm doing with Mark Miller. And again, that's like in the middle of October. It'll be a great fall color, fall lighthouse tour, I guess you could call it. It'll be a good time. And it's cheap. It's really cheap. So
yeah,
that's all I got, man. I think I'm spent. It's been a long day for me. So, yeah, I guess with that, we can end the broadcast. And again, tune in next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and see if you want a Drobo.
Yeah, excellent. All right, everybody. See you later. Guys.